Good evening everyone, it's the 20th of the 3rd, 2012 at approximately 3 PM. I'll get this video up to you guys as quickly as possible tonight, and I am on a time limit of 7 minutes. So we'll start off with the tornado that carved through Vincent's in Townsville. We believe here at HSC and amongst other storm chasers that it was a tornado given its path and damage, its width. We're not sure of the category. I'm sure it'll take a little while for investigations to come out about that. There wasn't a severe thunderstorm associated with it, which came in from the north, sweeping towards the south. That prompted HSC to issue its first ever code red. I do try and preserve forecasts, however, if I feel the need to issue a significant forecast, I'll do so. And that is the code red alert for possible further tornadoes, severe thunderstorms, damaging winds and very heavy rainfall, leading to flash flooding and river flooding, all coastal areas between Cairns and St. Lawrence. Heavy rain and flash flooding hotspots have been around Eyre Camilla, particularly Mackay. We are still seeing this around Mackay, and we have some pretty big concerns for the Pioneer River in Mackay. Also, there's a severe thunderstorm, HSC severe thunderstorm and tornado watch for areas around Charters Towers, inland parts, Richmond, south to Emerald, Moranbah and Longreach. 24-hour totals exceeding 250, which we've also seen. Now, these are helicity values. They are turning winds in the low levels, which can produce tornadoes. We see certain values attached to these on our computer modelling, and that has prompted us to put this in our warning, as after what happened at Townsville. If you scroll through the timeline to 4 PM this afternoon, you can see the red shaded areas that have these values. So it's in around Moranbah, Longreach, Emerald. It's only a possibility. It just says that there are certain dynamics in the atmosphere that exist that could create them. 10 PM tonight, you'll see the values actually increase around the Emerald area. This positioning might not be exact. It's the best the computer model can do. It could be up here at Moranbah or down here further south towards Taroom. We've just got to watch that entire inland area, or give a possible heads up that, look, we could get some weak tornadoes in that area, we believe, as do other people. As you scroll out to Wednesday morning, they're in around the rocky hinterland area as well, but the values are starting to slip off a little bit. Okay, so we move on to what's happening now. You can see on this map provided by Weather Zone, the low is currently sitting over Richmond as a 996, I think it is. These winds are slightly upper level winds, so you can see them coming in from the northeast, wrapping in over Mackay, down the coast, over Rockhampton, and so forth and so on like that. This low is forecast to track south, southeast. I'll go on to that. Put the OBS winds on, and you can also see the surface winds. These are surface. They're coming in quite strong through Cairns from the north, in from Townsville in the northeast, in Mackay. There is a convergence zone existing around Mackay. It could be the monsoon trough. You've got winds compressing in from the northeast and from the southeast. So you've had extremely heavy rainfall around the Mackay district today, which is set to continue, if not move slowly south with this system. You can see the system centred over here just to the north of Richmond. We go on to some rainfall totals previous 24 hours. I did a calculation on a little place around Townsville there, and in the past 4 days they've had 900 mils. So our computer model for forecasting 780 mils wasn't far off it. That's why we use it, and it's been quite good. All the red dot areas are falls of over 100 millimetres. Some of these are excess of 300, so we do have a lot of falls in that area. The reflections on this that come back to the river systems, you can see in and around Townsville and Mackay, what it does to the river systems. I think it's the Houghton River, whatever it's called, and is now going up 2 metres above major up here. Quite some significant concerns for this river system in and around Gairu. Also Townsville, the rivers are falling there. Okay, go down to the Mackay River region. We do have significant concerns for the Pioneer River. It is currently edging major flood level of 10 metres and 45-degree rising, with consistent heavy rainfall continuing. We do expect downstream issues later tonight into tomorrow for the Pioneer River system through Mackay. And the longer this rain area sits over Mackay district, the more issues that it's going to, to produce. There's still heavy rainfall over that area now, you can see in the centre of shot, especially in the catchments of the Pioneer River. So very concerned about that river there. The rest of the rivers seem to be coping okay. This is the current visible satellite. You can clearly see the low rotating over here over inland parts of Queensland, now tracked south from the Gulf of Carpentaria. You can also see the heavy convection offshore wrapping back around into this low, moving down the coast. We also can see redevelopment over the inland parts of the North Tropical Coast as well, some cloud redevelopment. So it's not over yet for these areas, but we do expect some of these thunderstorms to move off the coast in this direction around Cairns to Townsville, and then possibly back down onto the Mackay area as the rotation of this system occurs. I also have the MT satellite, which is a colour enhanced satellite. You can see earlier on this morning the heavy convection that occurred just off the coast, along the coast and over Townsville. You can also see the back side of the low here exploding with convective development. That's live now, so that's poor radar coverage in there. We will watch the flood height gauges and the data gauges in that area, and you can also see the convection firing up in between the low and the coast where moisture is at its greatest. You also see a southeast surge coming up here, which is interacting with this whole system, causing the heavy rain through Mackay. And I'm literally going to blow 7 minutes out of the water with this one. I'm sorry, Jamie's going to kill me. Okay, these are the upper level steering winds. These are moving this low. You can see the upper level systems that are currently over Australia. This low, you can see the winds coming down from the north in this fashion, and then a bit of a jet stream off the bottom of it. This is the next upper level system, which is expected to interact with this low at some stage tomorrow or Thursday. This is a little bit uncertainty what this system here is going to do to the low. It could fire it up and dump heavy rain over Hsc Qld, or it could get rid of it out through Gympie somewhere, and it'll spare the southern half. Very uncertain at the moment. We're still trying to balance that one out. So we will focus on NQ down to Rocky at the moment. These are the winds at 700, low-level winds, low to mid-level winds. At 4 AM this morning, you can see them ripping in from the north towards Townsville over Cairns, and a convergence area down here over Mackay. As you scroll through the timeline, 4 PM this afternoon, you can see the low centre circulation near Richmond, and these winds are still wrapping onto the coast from Townsville down through Mackay and starting to wrap on at Rocky as well. As this system moves south, these winds move south with it, and this convergence area spreads down towards Bundy and Gympie, but we will talk about that upcoming. The immediate threat would be from Cairns, Townsville, Mackay and associated hinterland parts in and around this low pressure system. Ex-tropical low or tropical low, whatever you want to call it. It does have, noted by many computer models, one of the largest northeast fetches seen in a long time. It's fetching moisture all the way up from Indonesia, pulling it down through the ocean and wrapping it back in. And that's why we've seen these almost 1 metre falls occurring. You can see as the timeline goes on out to Thursday afternoon, the low is still drifting around central Queensland. It is weakening, okay, but we're just unsure of what this next upper trough will do. There's still going to be a lot of moisture over Hsc Qld. It could interact with this moisture and cause a lot of heavy rain, but we will leave this a little bit later. I will focus on this tomorrow, Hsc Qld effects tomorrow. That way we can be a little bit more sure and certain as to the amount of rainfall. We have put up possibility rainfalls of 200 mil over Hsc Qld, but again we'll worry about that as we get nearer to it. These are the next, 180 hours, so this has blown it out a fair bit with rainfall totals, but you can still see the effects in and around from Mackay down to Rocky. There are bullseye targets now around Rocky, 400 mils. This will be that trough. As it moves south and interacts with the southeasters coming up, you're possibly going to get stationary thunderstorms like we've seen over Townsville and Mackay. Also over inland parts where the low is centred, some large totals there around Emerald, 200, 250 as well. That's the GFS model. Here's the bomb model. This is day for day. This is today's. This is Ingham Townsville pushing well over 100. Remember, it's a conservative model. You can see inland parts also getting a good drink, and some showers down here in Hsc Qld. For tomorrow, being Wednesday, you can see that the heavy rain does shift south along the coast to be between Rocky and Mackay. I do believe it will come down and focus around closer to Rocky. We'll have to see how it goes. It's a little tricky system, so we're covering areas the likes for tomorrow from Townsville to Gladstone, and then inland over inland parts, right out to Winton, Windora, Tambo, Longreach, Charleville, as this big low develops a larger circulation. The low it sort of weakens, but the circulation becomes a lot larger, so you're bringing in a lot more moisture over inland parts. Alright, that's about enough for me for today. We do have immediate threat hotspot areas such as Mackay. They have been already mentioned and have been existent all day. We'll continue to monitor the Pioneer River and issue our own little warnings out, pass on the bomb warnings. All warnings for this video and from bomb and will all be placed in comments. Okay, I'll cut and paste every single warning in there, and if anyone wants to comment on this video, just please do so in comments. There will also be a text forecast for SEQ tonight. Okay, but our main focus is North Queensland, as the Oz Cyclone boys are away and they arrive in Townsville tonight, so we'll continue to cover it up there for them. Okay, thanks very much, guys.